Hello, everybody, and good morning. Thank you so much for tuning into the show yet again. I'm here to tell you guys that it is about time that you follow or subscribe to the show wherever you listen. I know y'all are out there listening and you're not subscribing and you're not following the show, and I don't like that kind of behavior. You guys know I'm tired of working these garbage jobs, wasting my time. The links are in the description of the show wherever you listen. All the links, all the social media links, all the different platforms. Wherever you listen, all I ask is to subscribe, to follow. Please, please, I'm begging you, subscribe, follow, and most importantly, enjoy today's episode. Hello, everybody, and good morning. Thank you for showing up yet again, as I did. Today, the show is brought to you by Disneyville Story Living. Did you guys hear about this shit? This is pretty crazy. This is some pretty crazy shit. This is for people who are trying as much as they can to live in a cotton candy fantasy land in real life. Knowing that the metaverse is on the horizon, knowing that the metaverse is coming, and that soon enough, everything outside of their homes will be obsolete, including their homes. Everything will be overrated or unnecessary. Nobody is going to take any marvel at any natural occurrence in the world. None of that will matter. No physical view of Mother Nature, no feat of human will compare to the metaverse. Everybody understands that at this point, and it is very much in its infancy, and it's making a lot of people nervous. Me included, even after the conversation I had with Greg. It was very enlightening, but it was also a little unnerving, knowing that one day, all this. But again, think about being around or if you were around before the internet, or in the beginning stages of the internet. Everyone's like, whoa, what the fuck? We're going to be able to talk to each other without words? Well, without speaking? We're going to be able to link up with each other all the time without being in person? This is going to be crazy. And now we're ushering a new time where the outside world will be a novelty. It'll be an afterthought. Our lives will officially be consumed by the metaverse. Our commutes to work will be in the metaverse. Everything will be in Web 3. Web 3. Welcome to the machine. But if you want a little bit more of a hyper-realistic experience in a perfect land, because I would assume the metaverse, people aren't going to get sick, right? Do you think there's going to be avatars that go bald from chemo? Do you think there'll be animated people that are walking around after a war on one leg? You think the soldiers will be... No, probably not. Everyone's avatars are going to be immaculate, perfect beings, the things that everyone wants to be. They're going to make their person the idea of who they want to be in their mind. And since everything will be on the metaverse, since everything will be there already, then they're that person, right? That will be the new normal, the new reality. It'll be there. It won't matter that you're a 48-year-old man who never did anything, a man who never took a chance, a man who never was willing to understand the capacity at which he could push his body, never decided to get in any kind of shape, never decided to do anything, and you didn't have to. You didn't have to, because the 48-year-old men of tomorrow are all going to be supermodels with 8-packs who jog on the beach and they fuck supermodels and they do drugs, the good drugs. They're cool. They hang out in tropical places until the headset comes off and they forget about it for a little, because you got to sleep. The body's got to sleep. Maybe even your sleep will be in the metaverse. Maybe you'll sleep and instead of having a naturally occurring dream, you put on some kind of I don't know, I guess a headset. That's kind of what's popping in my mind. But something happens so that when you sleep, there's images that you already want, right? Even when you're dreaming, you're walking around in the metaverse, fucking and beating up people that you would have no business beating up in real life. You know, just doing all these things that you have no business doing in the real world, because in the real world, you've done nothing. Just kind of like how it is now, right? It's just going to be a little bit more advanced. Social media times 3,000. Because we all know social media, it's just the best parts most of the time. You know, what you see on social media might make you think that some of these people are successful, including myself maybe, but we're not. We're not. We're not. One of my I have 2 reasons for social media. 1, to promote the show. 2, to promote my comedy. That's it. But I have a personal page where I do my comedy and I do my other shit and, hiking and baking bread and martial arts and all these other things, exercising. Yeah, that's on there. And those are mostly the best parts. You know, I don't look to put up the shitty parts of my life, as most people don't, right? But, and then my other social media is just this show. And maybe because of the consistency of it, people may think, well, this guy knows what he's doing. Look at this. He puts a video up all the time and 2 a week for Instagram, and it's a nice little clip for us. And wow, he really... Yeah, I mean, I'm making things happen, but that doesn't mean I'm in any position of success currently. You know? May look cool. It's a journal. It's a public journal. But for a lot of people, it is a public place to show others, hey, I'm working. Hey, I'm doing something. This is the first time in history that we as people need to tell other people how we're making things happen, how we're making ends meet, how we're making progress in our lives. We have to show it off, or else people won't believe us. They have to believe us. If they don't believe that I am the head sales manager at a Kia dealership, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. These people need to know. They need to know that I am the guy to go to if you need a 2017 comfortable sedan, a Kia. These people need to know that I'm working hard. Look at the badge I have. Look at the leg muscles that I have achieved through exercise that I'm showing you all. Look at this. Look. I won't show you the steroids I took before. I don't have any problem with that. But, hey, if we're being honest, Liver King and some of these other motherfuckers walking around on Instagram giving people the wrong advice. Not saying it's the wrong advice, but giving people a false image. Let's say that, right? And let's take it out of the realm of fitness. We could talk about how you make money, right? These people giving out these... the gurus, right? This is the age of the guru, a guy who made a whole lot of money doing something, and now he wants to sell people his technique, his plan. That's the new hustle. Hey, my name's Jeff. I made $1 million deal by accident on trading after 6 months of trading, and now I want to sell my formula to everybody else so that they can do the same thing. Okay, Jack, good. Don't acknowledge that the fact that you've made your millions was an absolute accident. You know? I mean, it's a falsehood. And the metaverse will heighten that, right? Because those same people that are doing it now that are more interested in likes and they see that as progress rather than getting the skills and learning the techniques and gaining mentors and gaining a true following, a following where people understand who you are and have a feel like they know you, which is rare, right? Instead of building that, they just show the best parts of everything, and then after years and years, you might have all these things that you thought you wanted, but in real life, you don't have dick. And that'll only heighten in the metaverse, unless you want to live in Disneyville. Disney has not done enough in this world to influence anybody, right? They have not. I think Disney has been held underwater for far too long. I think they need a little more exposure. The 2 amusement parks, the countless years of movies, the animation companies that they own, the toys and the brands and the clothing and the name and the clubs and the vacation homes, the hotels, the restaurants, the trademarking. I think Disney has not done enough to leave its mark on this planet. I really do. I think that in a few years, if Disney did not come up with this idea that I've been waiting to tell you guys about since the beginning of this episode, I think they'll go under. I do. I don't think Disney will survive unless they start making fucking themed neighborhoods like they want. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this. Disney is launching a business of planned residential communities so you can be part of Disney all the time. Are you a miserable son of a bitch? Are you absolutely miserable? Do you have a family that you don't love but you are guilted into having? And now you work a horrible fucking job and you come home to your wife who is equally miserable because she understood that she married a fucking moron and you married an idiot. And you got 2 idiot kids and you guys eat the same shit every night. Pizza and mac and cheese and spaghetti bolognese. You guys haven't had anything different in a while. And you need a switch. You need a switch to turn off reality. You need a switch in that sense, but you also need a switch of life, a switch of location. And you are fed up with the life that you live. Move to a Disney-themed neighborhood so that you can be a part of Disney all the time. The 6 trips you make every year with your family isn't enough. If you love Disney so much, you will live in and pay a mortgage to the people who have created a monumental entertainment empire. If you really love them, then you will buy a home that they built and that every day there will be storylines. I'm going to read a little bit more about this, but it'll be like you're in a fucking Disney movie until you drive out of the neighborhood and you go back to that job, even though it's in a new location. You might have relocated. It doesn't say exactly where these homes are going to be. I'd have to assume it's near the amusement parks, you know? And you know what? It'd probably be a good investment as an Airbnb. If you bought the place and then rented it out as an Airbnb, that's probably a good idea. That's smart. But for people who you can't get enough of Disney, you can't. You got to live there. If I could live at the park, I would. Hoo. Yeah. That's probably because you're probably hiding something. There's probably something that's deep down inside. When you were a kid, I don't know, you fell in love with Disney. You wanted to be a princess, or you wanted to be the knight in shining armor as a man, you know, and it never happened. It just never panned out for you. You work at Job Lot, or you work at Walmart, and you don't have a high-ranking position either. You're like a hiring manager or something. That's what you do. But every year, twice a year, you go to Disney to keep pumping that. I'm going to be a king one day, or I'm going to be a queen, and they're going to have fireworks for me every night. Every single night over the water, there's going to be big $2 million fireworks show all the time, every night, as long as I keep believing like they said for me to do. I'm listening to Walt Disney himself. He told me to keep believing and keep hating Jews. Right? That's what he was all about, Disney. But not to go off on that. Not to go off on that. These places are built for people who have overdosed on reality. They've overdosed. They have gotten too much of it. They don't want any more. They need a blankie. They need a blankie in the form of a fictional neighborhood. Let's see what the next bullet point says. Disney says Story Living by Disney, this is the name, Story Living by Disney will be an energetic community with the warmth and charm of a small town and the beauty of a resort. Wow, and then there's a community concept, and supposedly they're going to build it around a lake. Nice, a lake. They can build it around a lake, and all of the plumbing will go through the lake. All of the animals will be scared and forced out of there because of all the legs of people swimming and farting and pissing in the water and all these people driving their boats, and all the animals will be gone. We are just going to pick a big lake area, one that we can, maybe we'll scoop the fish out and put them somewhere else and overpopulate some other area so these rich people, these rich fantasy dwellers can come and live out their childhood dreams and be a real part, be a part of Disney 24/7. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you want, to be a part of a monumental entertainment entity, a powerhouse in entertainment? Disney owns the fucking world. They own the industry of entertainment. Disney is entertainment. You are not a part of it by any means. Doesn't matter how much money you spend on it, whether it's at the amusement parks, whether it's on their merchandise or their movies or now their homes. Doesn't matter how much you motherfucking spend. All you are is you're not a part of it. You can't be a part of it. You are a catalyst to what they do, which I guess in theory does make you a part of it, as I was kind of saying that, but not an important part. Not a self-important part. How about that? An important part to them and their bottom line and their pockets. Yeah, that's basically what it should say. If you want to live, you can make Disney's pockets fatter by living here. This is for the person who loves to charitably donate to a company like Disney. Next, Disney announced that the first location will include 1,900 housing units in California's Coachella Valley. Interesting. Now, why would they pick a valley why would they pick California's Coachella Valley? I mean, could it be the nature? Could it be the funding is right, the travel, just the geography of it? Or could it be the most of the richest people in this country live in California? Why aren't they putting one of these Disney resorts in Detroit or in South Side Chicago or, I don't know, fucking right over the border in Arizona and Bixby or Sedona or some shit like that? Why haven't they done that? What about Billings, Montana? How about you put a nice Disney fucking cul-de-sac in there? What about that? Oh, it's because only the dumbest and the most wealthy people live in California, especially in the Coachella Valley, especially there. And I'm sure it's beautiful. I'm sure it's a great place to set up housing. I'm sure it is. And if it wasn't for Disney, somebody else would have done it, I'm sure. Some other big operation probably would have bought out an area out there, just like all the other ones do, and they would go ahead and do that. It's just interesting that Disney is doing this. It's interesting that once you get to a certain level of wealth, either as a person or as an entity, you can do literally anything. Disney is an entertainment company. They're an entertainment monolith. Now they're going to go ahead and do real estate? Not saying they can't do that. There's plenty of hotels and all that shit. But now they're going to do residential real estate. This is where we are. Disney is going to make 1,900 housing units available in Coachella, in California. What a goddamn time. Every single element of these communities will be steeped in a story, the company says. Aren't all communities, don't they all have a story, like a natural one? And isn't that more interesting? Isn't it more interesting when you go to a community for the first time and you try the foods, you learn about the people and the people who have lived there and the types of people that have lived there, the ethnicities and the cultures and how it's influenced the area? Isn't that story a little more, real? Isn't that good? And I understand not everybody wants reality. I get that. That's what this is geared toward. And hey, if I was in the Coachella Valley, maybe I would stay at this as an Airbnb. Maybe I would, if I had the money, maybe I would buy one and rent it out as an Airbnb, because it does sound like a good idea, because there are a lot of stupid motherfuckers out there who would rather live in a community where the story is made up already. And it's made up already for them so that they can feel like they're a part of it. as soon as they move in, right? There's no assimilation to the people that are already there. There's no reason for you to talk to your neighbors or talk to the guy who owns the corner store and how long he's been there and his family. There's no reason for you to talk to the small business owner down the street or understand why that monument is there. No, it's already set. It's already set. I don't got to talk to anybody. I know the story that's happening here. Whatever the story is. It sounds very vague, steeped in a story. What story? Every neighborhood has stories, and they're natural ones, right? Think of the most famous neighborhoods. Everyone talks about Hell's Kitchen. Oh, in the 1920s, Hell's Kitchen was a terrible place to live in the slums and stuff like that. Now it's grown into a gentrified area where anybody can live and it's safe and people are, and that's a story of a community that the community built, which makes it authentic, which makes it real, which makes it for real people. And from what I've heard, there's a lot of fake people out in California. I don't mean fake as in backstabbing people. Maybe they do that too. But there's a lot of people, and I think Hollywood has an influence, that feel a certain way because everyone else does. Do you see Disney is opening up a neighborhood down the fucking Coachella Valley? We got to go check that out. Yeah, come on. All by the fucking busload. 1,900 people show up. I want that one and that one and that one and that one. We're all going to live together and we're going to have some fucking community story. Some community story. I think just the idea of this is a good story. You don't even need to add a story. We are going to build a reality-bending community where everybody is going to live together to escape reality, to escape real life, until they drive out of the community to their job and whatever the fuck they do, and then it's snap back. Boom, snap back. Right back into it, baby. Just like Eminem said, snap back to reality. Oh, there goes fucking Miss Johnson. She's got to go to her job as a secretary. She's going to kill herself because the boss that she works with is a prick and he sexually makes innuendos all day. But when she drives home, she knows she's got a cool fucking place where Disney is funding it, and there's Mickey Mouse on the fire hydrants, and the roads are cobblestone, and there's a story. There's a story that everybody just has. You move into a house, and there's a big placard, and it says, this house was made in some fake time, and I don't know. I'm just making assumptions here because it is craziness. This sounds like craziness. Now, here's the last bullet point. A third-party firm will construct the communities while Disney will market and brand them. Isn't that all Disney should do? Market and brand? That's all they've done. That's a lot of, they've created, right? They create. When they make a movie, when they make a new campaign for the movie, when they're, buying franchises that have already done all the work of creation, and then they go ahead and just add little dibs and dabs. There's a little creation in there somewhere. When they bought Star Wars, when they bought ESPN, and all these places that already have an established fan base, an established way of doing things, all they did was enhance it, which is good. And they're the marketing machine that put the UFC kind of on a different pedestal, and they make a huge impact as a marketing entity. Just in general. And there has been some creation, but for the most part, they've been running with the same shit, right? They've been running. The face of Disney forever will be Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse and his boys. That's it. That has been from the beginning. That was when Walt Disney himself was getting fired left and right, said he had no opportunity in the world, which is probably why he started hating Jews. But he was evidently a once-in-a-lifetime talent, a once-in-a-lifetime person. And whatever I say, it doesn't, who gives a fuck? I'm talking about Walt Disney, one of the most famous and most successful people there ever was. Just the name Disney is synonymous with movies and fun and happiness. Yes, sure. But in terms of creation and creativity, I don't know, maybe they're lacking. Maybe, like Disney Channel is still the same. Different shows, but same ideas. Same thing with the Disney original movies. Mickey Mouse and the gang are still the poster boys of it. And hey, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. But all the best shit was from back in the day. Everybody thinks about the old Disney movies, and I have all of them on VHS. I got Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, fucking Snow White, Jungle Book. Jungle Book's one of my favorite movies of all time, just in general. All these Disney movies, those are the ones where people, that was the golden age of Disney, where people believed, they believed in that shit because there was heart and soul. Disney was just fucking Disney. Now they're into all this, they're buying they've gotten so monstrous as a media entity that they have just bought out everything. They've bought it all. Like I said, Star Wars and ESPN, and there's other ones I'm sure that I don't know, it's slipping my mind, but all they've done is pretty much, they've turned from an entertainment medium to a marketing empire. Anything Disney puts their name on turns to gold. And that is a monstrous advantage because when I say anything, I mean anything. They could sign off on piles of dog shit. They could sign off. What if these homes are developed by a government Section 8 housing unit or housing firm? What if that? What if they just put a bunch of Section 8 housing around a lake and said, here's your storied community. Here you go. There's something in your mailboxes for you all to learn about. And it's EBT and food stamps. That's what's in there. Here's your storied community. This is where well-off trust fund kids can go and learn what it's like to be in the inner city. Except you'll have a lake. You'll have a lake, and it'll be owned by Disney, and there'll be Disney characters around and figures and monuments and all that stuff. It'll be Disney. It'll definitely be Disney. Maybe on the top of the projects there'll be like a Ferris wheel or big ears, big Mickey ears. That'd be cute. That'd be fun, right? That'd be nice. Or the lights on the street have the Mickey ears. I don't know. These are just all ideas. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they know that the people that are moving there have a certain idea of what life is, and they want to switch it up. They want to switch it up and say, hey, Disney's doing this thing. We've always lived where we come from, Malibu. We've always lived well, Orange County. How about we try a little, let's live like some urban inner city people. Let's try it, and then if we don't like it, we'll sell it. We'll sell it for more, and we will be okay. Those are the people that'll be there, regardless of whether it's Section 8 or not. People who are allergic to real things, which are very interesting people. If at very least they are interesting people. And things being interesting don't get enough attention, I don't think. People need something to be good or bad so that they can critique it. But if something's interesting, you can't really critique it. You could just say, that's interesting. Pretty cool. What an idea there. Or that's an interesting idea, and that could mean good or bad. There could be good in parts of it and bad in other parts, or an interesting piece of art or something interesting. Interesting should be enough. Interesting should be enough. Why is it that we need to have opinions on so much shit? Why can't you just be interested? Why can you not just be interested in something? Something that just makes you think. Something that just says, makes you look at something from a different angle. Makes you look at the topic of it at a different angle, which is why I love comedy. I love the medium of comedy because the whole thing is like, if you're not going to be funny, you got to be interesting. That's performance in general. If you're not going to be doing the thing that you're up there to do, that everyone's expecting you to do well, you got to at least be interesting. Leave people saying, wow, especially in live performance. As a live performer, your second objective should be to be interesting to the crowd. I heard that somewhere. But in comedy specifically, a lot of it is people, a lot of the writers and a lot of the people who are involved, and the comedians just in general, have a very different outlook on life. they're able to find the humor in certain things. They're able to find the hypocrisy in things and then turn it into humor. They're able to find the back door around things that people don't think about. They think outside the box, which is incredibly interesting. And it's a unique skill set to have because there's only so many jobs that you can, that you being able to look at things in different ways is a benefit. They're high-ranking jobs. They're very good jobs. They're what make people good at their job. It's the ability to see things from a different light and make shit interesting. Seriously, that's why people love puzzles. That's why puzzles are so big. Because it's just we got to take what we have and we're gonna run against the clock. And we got to figure out what the fuck, how to make this shit happen and how to put it together. And that's a lot of what comics do. We got to figure out what makes things funny. This is a funny situation. How can I convey it to this group of people or to any group of people that it is funny? You got to try. You got to word it a certain way. You got to say it a certain way. Communicate it a certain way, It's all about comedy. I'm learning more and more is all about mastering communication. First through your writing, then through your speaking, and then through your body language. So I guess through your writing and then your performance is the best way to put it. Writing, then performance. You got to be hand in hand there. And it's a thing. It's a thing, and it takes a specific skill set to be able to do that, as well as come up with an idea to create a community based on a theme park and Fantasyland. So I want to thank you guys so much for listening to the show on this Monday morning. Right now, as you guys listen to this, I am in Washington, D.C. I had a brutal weekend of travel, and I'll talk to you all about it on my next solo episode, I guess. But it's all for the love of the game, baby. It's all for the love of the game. Thank you all so much for listening. Follow the show wherever you listen. Links are all in the description. I say it every time, and I'll say it fucking until my heart bursts. Follow the goddamn show. Tell people about us. And that's it, motherfuckers. Talk to y'all on Thursday. Peace.